Okay, so the game's started. You're sitting in the well, you open up the shop, you've got 603 gold, and you have a wealth of options at your disposal. What we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about what you should buy with those starting items, and when you get out into the field, what you can do to buy items to make sure you stay out there gaining experience and farm. So before we get started with what you need to buy to get out into your lane, let's first make sense of what you're looking at. The following bar that is being highlighted is called the quick bar. The quick bar is where you can place items that you will buy regularly and can be purchased quickly without having to go through the shop menus. If you want to place an item on the quick bar, simply hold down Shift over the item until it shakes. Then drag it to where you would like it on the quick bar. On the left-hand side of the shop, you will notice a list of categories. These categories split up the items so that you can find what you need as quickly as possible. After a few games, you will quickly remember what items are in what category. On the right-hand side of the shop is the skill build of the guide you are currently looking at. This skill build will show you what is recommended to level up as your hero levels up. There is even a button on the bottom right that will level up those skills as you level without having to press a button. In the center of the screen we have the guide. Any player can write a guide including yourself, which I will explain how to do later. What you see first is the items broken up into 4 categories. The starting items, what you buy with your initial gold. The laning items, the items you should acquire by the 12-minute mark. The core items, items that you should have every game. And the luxury items, the items you get if the game is still going and you have your core. Now in the middle of the screen you have a brief description of how the hero should be played. This is valuable information, but due to the limited time you have before the game starts, you should always try to read these before you get into a game at our website. Now that you understand the shop, let's talk about starting items. There are a few basic rules to starting items that you should consider at the start of every game. 1. You're going to take damage from enemy players, creeps, and possibly even towers. So you need to have an adequate amount of regen items like Runes of Blight and health potions. Lane control is important in Hunt, and without regen you will quickly lose lane control and will no longer be able to farm creeps or harass the enemy. 2. Stat items are your next big purchase. In the early laning phase, having a bit more damage to outlast hit your opponents or out harass them is pivotal. Also, having more health than your enemies will keep you in the lane longer, gaining XP and gold. In this scenario, Pyromancer has chosen to go with 1 set of Runes of Blight for health regen, 1 Pretender's Crown for stats, and 1 Minor Totem for all-around stats. A Mark of the Novice for 3 intelligence, due to him being an intelligence hero, and a Ward of Sight to give vision to his lane wherever he may go. So as you can see, Pyro has enough stats to endure his lane, and enough regen to stay in the lane as long as he can, while also providing support with vision for his team. Now that you have starting items and you are out in the lane, you will eventually get enough gold to purchase more items. Going back to your fountain and missing out on experience and farm will quickly lose your lane. So using the courier to ferry items to you will save you in the long run. In order to use the courier, you will first need to select it. Once that is done, you can open the shop from anywhere on the map and begin to purchase items. Every item you buy will be placed onto the courier. Once you have all the items you wish to buy, simply press E or click on the deliver button. Now the courier will begin its journey to you out in the lane, and you can stay in your lane gathering more gold and experience. Once the courier arrives, it will automatically deliver your items into your inventory and will await further orders. At this time is where you send the courier back to the well by clicking Homeward Bound. There's other ways to purchase items in the game at special outposts and observatories located here. The observatory is a good place to get some quick wards or regen items to get you back into the fight. The outpost can help you out dramatically during the game. In the outpost, you can purchase an assortment of early game to mid game items without having to have them delivered to you. This is a great way to get upgrades quickly and should be used every time you have the gold to buy something from them and you are playing nearby. Well, that wraps it up for this guide, but if you wish to learn more about how to make your own guide with all the items you like to buy, go to www.heroesofnewerth.com and click on the Guides tab at the top.